What an opportunity here to purchase a literal piece of history on North Longboat Key in the Longbeach community on the very north end, Manatee County side, almost to Anna Maria Island. This 1935 cottage, one of the last remaining properties, is available for sale. It is on the water. It is walk to the beach. It is walk to Whitney's Bodega. It is walk to Whitney's Plaza and much, much more. Stay tuned for the tour of this incredible property, 6841 Longboat Drive South on Longboat Key. Now, you know, I had to start this video in this massive, one-of-a-kind lanai out here. This is probably one of the largest lanais I've seen, especially for a home of this era and size. We are here offering 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1180 square feet. And again, built in 1935. This is an original cypress cottage. There's lots of cypress here. There's a lot of great appointments. But let's start from the bigger picture and move on inward. So the big picture is, like I said, we are right here on Manatee, on the Manatee County side. It's right off of Broadway, and Broadway connects to the west part. So because we're right here on the east side of Gulf of Mexico Drive. I almost want to say Gulf of America Drive, but it's still Gulf of Mexico Drive, and they are keeping it Gulf of Mexico Drive. But as you cross Gulf of Mexico, going on Broadway, you will hit the public beach access. It is a very short walk, so you could easily do it in the dead of summer, August, which is the worst. But I have this book. This book actually will convey with the sale, and I want to read it to you. Gordon and Laura Whitney came to Longboat Key in 1935 from the Chicago area and proceeded to build a resort community on the Gulf and Bay with 13 cypress cottages, a guest house, tennis court, and a skeet range, along with a home for their rapidly growing family. They eventually bought 1,000 feet of beachfront property and named it Whitney Beach. So this sits right next to the condo community, Whitney Beach. You might remember had a condo listing back there on the canal. So this canal actually connects and adjoins, I guess you could say, Whitney Beach, the condo community back there. So this is one of a few homes back here on Longboat Drive South that actually does sit on the water. Now you can't see it from here. These are the mangroves back here, but it is on the water, and this sits at a massive over 0.34 acres back here. Obviously plenty of room to add a pool. Of course, you know, knocking down the home is an option for the new buyer. This did sustain damage from Helene and Milton, but what's really neat about this house, because it's built of so much cypress, they did not have to pull up the cypress. It dries on its own naturally. So they did put about $100,000 back into the property, including but not limited to a 2023 shingle roof, a 2024 AC unit. There's a bunch of other upgrades that they've done to the property. Very livable, and there's no mold or anything like that. So extremely livable the way it is. So if you did eventually want to tear it down, there's certainly plenty of brand new homes around the neighborhood in the 7-figure plus range, of course, and you can kind of build whatever your heart's content because the value is there. The location. I can't tell you how rare it is that you can actually walk to a cafe. You can walk to the beach. You can walk to, there's a great coffee shop. There's Pilates there. There's a bunch of stuff. I actually did video of some of these areas, or the coffee shop that's there and other things. I did a whole video about Whitney's Bodega. So it's all right here. And it's just a really quaint community feel here. And like I said, you cannot beat the size of this lot. The size of this lot is pretty impressive. So you can build up, you can build out, you can build on either side within the setbacks. The existing structure does have a beautiful kitchen. It has, again, I can't speak enough about this incredible lanai. You have the fireplace. You have a whole kitchen appliance package. It's an LG stainless steel appliance package. You do have some pitched ceiling here, so it doesn't feel like it's low ceiling at all, especially in this great lanai here. So, you know, this is a great opportunity. This property will offer an abundance of options for the new owner. So renting this out would be a pleasure, like putting this on Airbnb. We're going to be doing some virtual staging back here. So check the MLS or Zillow or ask your local realtor for all of the details. Again, offering 2 bedrooms, 2 bathroom. I will say too, with the primary suite, there's a huge like extra room area that you could add, like an office, or just have a really large primary guest wing, which is ensuite. And then you have an extra full bathroom, so offering 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1180 under air. And then you have this additional space that's not under air in the massive lanai space, and just a beautiful setting, great quiet neighborhood. You will hear, I mean, all you're going to hear here are the landscapers. And because they're building a home adjacent, kind of down, it's not right across from us or anything, but someone's building a brand new home there. I know some people do really well with Airbnb. And then really Anna Maria is very, very close. The bridge is right here. I mean, you could walk from this house to get to the bridge and across the bridge and back and have a nice little workout. The other thing that's great up here is the Shore restaurant is at the very end of this road going eastbound on Broadway, off of Broadway. So an amazing restaurant right there on the water. So I can't speak to enough about how incredible this location is. And so for all of the things that it offers, the home completely livable and just very nostalgic, original cottage. We are listing this for $1.19 million. Again, I think the opportunity is pretty vast here, and you can utilize this home while you make plans to maybe tear it down. And so we understand that that's a real possibility, and it's a great one at that, if you know that's what the purpose is for your family. And so this is a really, really great opportunity, great location, cozy little cottage for sale on North Longboat Key. So if you have any questions or would like a private viewing of this home, you're welcome to call me, 941-544-7690, or email shaylatwit@gmail.com.